My name is Sam Jak. I'm a father of 3, husband to a beautiful, young, energetic wife. And for years, I felt trapped. Trapped in a job that paid well but drained my soul. And now, just 9 months later, I've earned over $80,000 in net profit. Not from gambling, but from a system. One that's changing lives and building a movement we now call the Sportsbook economy. I spent years climbing the corporate ladder, IT architect for company giants like Walmart, Microsoft, US Bank, Panasonic, Jazz Pharmaceutical, and AARP, to name a few. I was making over $200K a year. On paper, I had it all. But in reality, I was drowning in debt. I was exhausted, burnt out, underappreciated. I gave these companies millions of dollars in value. And what I got in return was stress, depression, and the crushing feeling that no matter how hard I worked, I was stuck in the rat race. I hustled harder. I took on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Amazon delivery, crypto, trading. Anything you can think of, you name it. Trading my nights and weekends for a few extra bucks, while missing precious moments with my kids. I realized something had to change. My time was worth more than $15 an hour. I didn't want to be another overworked dad with nothing left in the tank. I was looking for a way out, and then I found it. I joined a program that cost $10,000 through Major League Profits. It was supposed to be about sports cars, but buried inside was a module on something I've never heard of, Sportsbook arbitrage. Despite being a lifelong sports fan, I had never seen odds this way. Not as gambling, but as math, as leverage. My coach at the time, Chad Gracey, now my business partner, he opened my eyes. I realized this wasn't a side hustle. It was an economy. I started back in October 2024 with a $2,500 bankroll in Michigan. NBA season promos were hot, and within 4 weeks, I made $12,500 in profit. Within 6 weeks, I've made over $18,000. I was blown away. I poured everything into mastering the system. I discovered bonus conversions, global books, and eventually the profit loop. A repeatable process to legally extract profit every week from sportsbooks with zero risk if you follow the system. Over the next 9 months, I stacked over $80,000 in profit, averaging under 30 minutes a day. I paid off over $40,000 in debt. I funded my son's adoption to the family. I set up a college fund for my daughter. I took my family on multiple vacations. I threw my wife a kick-ass 30th birthday party. Paid entirely with sportsbook profit. And most importantly, I started to breathe again. I got my time back, got my confidence, started getting my freedom. I knew this couldn't just be my story. I invested in high-level marketing and coaching. I learned how to grow on social media. I went from 0 followers to over 200,000 followers and over 200 million plus impressions. That's when I launched Arb Samurai. And today, that has evolved in something bigger. The Sportsbook economy. A movement, a brand, a revolution. Built alongside Chad Gracey, the original architect of the Profit Loop, and my business partner, Elijah Casey, a marketing genius with access to millions across the internet. Now, before I go any further, let me tell you and show you how this actually works, so you can see that it's not just talk. This here is my Odds Jam dashboard. Right now, I'm scanning for arbitrage opportunities, which just means we're pinning 2 different sports books against each other. Right here, I see a guaranteed profit on this game. If I bet $100 on one side, and $100 on the other side, no matter what happens in this particular game, I will profit $2.70. Now that might not sound like a lot to you, but these stack all day long, dozens of them. And when you layer in bonus money, risk-free bets, reloads, and a rollover strategy, you start seeing $100, $300, $500, even $1,000 days. In fact, here's an example. I just secured a $2,500 bonus from FanDuel and a $400 bonus from Bookmaker, both of which I've converted into real cash using this system and the OddsJam tool. This isn't gambling. This is a repeatable playbook, and that's what we teach inside the Sportsbook Academy. We now help everyday people, dads, students, retirees, moms, grandparents, everyone, turn a few $100s into $2,000 to $10,000 per month. We teach the elite how to build a consulting business around this system. We offer funding, community, coaching. We give you the tools, playbooks, and the support to win at your own pace from anywhere in the world. And it starts at just $27. If you're stuck, if you're burnt out, and if you're like I was, grinding endlessly with nothing left to show, then this isn't just another program. It's your way out. This is the Sportsbook Economy, built on leverage, fueled by math, and designed to give you your time and life back. DM me Economy or click the link below and I'll show you how to get started. Welcome everybody to the Sportsbook Economy podcast. My name is Sam Jak, joined by my cohort, Chad Gracey. Hi Chad, how's it going today?
Hey buddy, good. How are you, Sam?
Hey, doing well. Just another day, another dollar. It's getting started. Things are feeling good. Interesting weekend in the sportsbook world and in the sports. But just wanted to say hello everyone. We got a great show. We had our first show on Friday, our inaugural show with special guest Nick, the Arb father. We had some great conversation there. You guys can find that video with on our YouTube channel at Sportsbook Economy. And so, anyways, just want to kind of just get together, and we have a special show for you today. We have a special guest with one of our students, Chad. If you want to tell our audience about who will be coming on shortly.
Yeah. So the student's name is Roberto, and Roberto started betting around this time last year, actually. Yeah, I'll let him tell your story, but he's done very well and in global books only. So didn't live the venture of EV or arbitrage. So he's here to tell you a story and learn more about a real client of ours.
So we're looking forward to that. So how goes it in the sportsbook world? So just taking a look at some of the wins that our community has been doing. So what are we doing, right? So what are we all about at Sportsbook Economy? So just to give you a little bit of background, my name is Sam Jak. I am the one of the co-founders of Sportsbook Economy, and what we're doing is we're teaching others how to make $5,000 to $10,000 doing bonus conversions, taking the bonus promos that sports books and casinos give you and want to bring you in as a customer, right? And keep you as a customer so they continue to give you these bonuses. So we have a system in place that has been developed by Chad here, who's been working on it for 20 years and actually been teaching it for the last couple of years. So Chad, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and that, the program.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam. So yeah, as Sam mentioned, I've been betting for 20 years, doing kind of very similar stuff to what we kind of talk about at Sportsbook Economy. And over the last couple of years, I had the ability to coach multiple people doing this. Basically, as Sam mentioned, it's a little bit different style of just bonus conversions, right? Basically, you can imagine or experience. You see DraftKings, bet $5 and get free bets. And pretty much with all the global books out there, they all the same thing, right? And a lot of these sites offer also reload promotions. So, if you can imagine, you go through them the first time, and depending on how things work out, they're going to give you a reload bonus, right? So, what's really neat about this is, in terms of the grind or just chasing arbs, we're basically just betting bets in the main market to go through these bonuses and basically make consistent income, right?
Yeah.
So nothing changes. The sharp mentality is a little different, but that's kind of what we're doing, and it's been really successful. A lot of people catch on very quickly, and then just take this and make that continuous money each month.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just kind of want to share with you guys some of the recent wins here. If I can share my screen, let's see here. We'll go entire screen. This screen right here. All right, cool. So I'm gonna make sure you guys can see this okay, but give you a view that you can see us as well. All right, so this kind of so to give you some, this myself. I've been following this program since I've learned it from Chad back in October, right? And so been making consistently $9,000 to $10,000 a month. Made $11,000 in my first 33 days, starting with a $2,500 bankroll. And I've done it all. I've done arbitrage. I've done positive EV. I've done some DFS, and I've done the bonus conversions. And if you're experiencing issues with or challenges with arbitrage and live arbitrage because those slow seasons, because you have to be grinding for multiple hours mostly in the evening when the games are live, right? You're chasing lines, so most lines you chase you don't actually lock down, and then you're dealing with limits, right? You're dealing with limits. And so what we got here is we teach a program that um, really takes account health into practice, into place, right, and so forth. So we do all of that, right? And so we have accounts like, for example, I have accounts that are 10 months old. Chad has accounts that are 20 plus years old. And we teach that with strategies like mainline and low holding and looking like a recreational bettor. So we do this very successfully. Um, I'm on a pace here to do $4,000. Well, I'm on 4,000 so far through 14 days. Just following this system, no arbitrage, no live betting, no positive EV. This is all just bonus conversions. So this is me doing this 10, 11 months after starting all these accounts. We have Josh, who's a recent student that came in. It's up $3,580 this month, right? And Steven, who's a VIP accelerated student, is up $8,400 through 15 days, right? So he's on pace for almost a $17,000 month. Tyler is another VIP student that's come in. It's got 8,700 through 14 days. He's on pace for over $18,000. Anthony's a student with a smaller bankroll that came in and got already doubled his bankroll and is up $2,000 this month. Scott is a recent addition to the program. He's up $550 learning the program a couple weeks in. Jake is someone that joined us late July. He's already up, almost $3,000 with what looks like about 9 active days so far this month. And we got Adam, who's up almost $3,600 with what looks like about 8 active days. That's pretty good. Charles, who you're working very closely, Chad, he's up almost $1,600 with 7 active days. And then we have, don't take my word for it. These are the people out there that are posting on our community, right? Nicholas just started with us a couple of days ago, made $600 on his very first day, right? Mo is someone that has been working with Chad for a very long time, and he's on a pace for his very best month ever. It's already up $11,000, right? And Nathan is someone that's worked with Chad for a long time, and he's made over $5,000 in August. So bankroll is at 15K, right? So Daniel, he's made over $5,000 without any ARBs or EVs. His bankroll is now up to 21,000 and just continuing to grow that. Landon just joined us 2 weeks ago, or actually less than that. So through 6 or 7 days, up to 1,000. And if you look at his post, he actually said he's actually up. He started at 25. Yeah, he's up $1,000 through a week and so. Mike has been talking about how doing this for a long time and how his months are, $3,000, $4,000, $3,000, just doing consistent wins, consistency in results. Tyler, we mentioned him with the dashboard, up 63, actually up $8,300 this month. That was a couple days ago. And then Roberto, who we're going to be having join us in a few, in a little bit, talk about his journey. And so forth. So we got a really cool thing here. And what we let me go ahead and stop the share. Yeah, I mean, Chad, this is amazing. You started this, and then you started teaching this at at a program that you were doing before, where I joined you and you became my coach.
Mhm.
And got a great system. And what I want you to kind of talk about, if I could ask you, Chad, is just like the kind of people that you're working with there, the kind of people that we are working now with Sportsbook Economy. I know that just 9 to 5ers, sharp betters. Give us a little bit more insight on that.
Yeah, definitely. Great question. Yeah, the really difference is the people that came through the program is really 9 to 5ers, very green to betting, right? Never bet before or bet very little. And I would say 90 to 95% of them have never placed a wager before, right? And that was kind of the unique thing to do that. As I brought this concept to the CEO of the company, just say, hey, we can make your students monthly. Having that mentality to say, can I actually teach someone was different, but put together a process. And it's really simple because, you said it earlier, Sam, you're not really counting on lines. You're not chasing, you're not rushing to do things. So part of this process was I'd have these students screenshot their bets. They would show me the calculator. They would show me a bet in one slip and a bet in another slip. And you can imagine if you're arbing EV betting, there's no way you could have time to do that. So that was, most of the clients I worked with. And now, obviously, we're getting an influx of the shark community in Twitter, which is really great. And it's cool because you still got to understand the concept. But in terms of the actual grinding, a lot of the feedback is, wow, I'm not grinding those ARBs or EV, which is key, right? They may, if you had, $40,000 bankroll to bet, may take you half hour, 40 minutes, but folks are really flying through these and not spending too much time on the actual betting process or trying to chase lines. So the difference is night and day. It's a different approach. And if you've never done it before, it's definitely good to add to your bankroll, as well as just take advantage of this. So really cool to see both sides of it. It's different than it's great not having to train someone to know the ARBs or odds are, stuff like that. But everybody still is a learning process because it is quite different, right? We're technically, not looking for a 2% R, we're looking for a 2% lesser loss. And people's like, what do you mean you're losing? So it's just different mentality, but it's super simple concept to pick up. And it's just been great dealing with both different personalities coming that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And just working with the sharp betters, which is great. Would like to say that this is, not only for regular Joes, but pros or sharp betters.
Mhm.
And so there's no slow season, right? Bonuses happen all year. I'm sure with my results that I'm a sharp better that was making $10,000 in June, July, August, when pretty much baseball was the main game in town, right? And that was just because bonuses are always there. So between all the 40 to 60 different books that we work with globally, internationally, domestically, there's well over $30,000 in bonuses
Mhm.
at any one time, right? And so we teach you how to get those bonuses, grab those bonuses, understand how you can get those reloads and keep that kind of profit loop going, right? And so that you can see me making 10,000, you can see our students making thousands, not only in their first few weeks getting welcome bonuses, but many, many months later and years later, as Chad has shown with his results and so forth. So really excited about that. Yeah, absolutely. So Just so you guys know, if you're interested in learning more about that stuff, we do have a free community, right? So I got to put a QR code up in there above my head, my shiny head. So there's a code there to join our free school community. You have the ability to come in, ask questions, get a feel for other students, get a feel for what we're doing. We have some videos put together and so forth. We also have a free masterclass that is specifically in the school community on a weekly basis that you can come and ask your questions and so forth. We also have this podcast, right, on Mondays and Fridays, and we talk about things, all things SBE. We talk about the industry. We have special guests, and today we're going to have Roberto join us in a little bit, kind of talk about his journey and so forth. So we're really excited about that. But I'll leave that QR code up there if you guys want to join. Also, if you like what you see here and just want to follow us for the content, like and subscribe on YouTube. It's in the ticker at the bottom. Head over to any of our Instagram, any of our social media pages: Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, all under Sportsbook Economy. Right? Follow us. We'll be pushing out a lot of interesting content in the weeks and months to come. So we're really excited to do this with you, Chad. And let me see if there's any questions out there. We can kind of talk about that, and then we can dive into some sports book industries. I don't know. Somebody said you look like Rob Drydeck. I'm not sure who Rob Drydeck is, but Chad's a good looking guy. So,
I've got it a few times. Just the hat. I think it's the hat is what he's referring to, which is the style he wears. So I do get that quite a bit, actually. Yeah.
all good. So I know that there's a couple of things going on in the sportsbook world, if you will. Soon there is going to be um, Missouri is going to be opening up to domestic books. Looks like December 1st, right? And so you're going to get access to the different domestic books, plus potentially some books that are not necessarily national books. So for those of you that are looking for opportunities that like to travel and so forth, Missouri might be a good place to go in December for that particular reason, especially if you're in a neighboring state. You can come in for a quick, or just in the state of Missouri. So for those of you out there that are in Missouri, yeah, so that's great. So your experience, Chad, when these sports books kind of roll out into a new state, what's that look like in terms of bonus conversions and uh, and all of that?
Yeah, good question. In terms of bonuses, they're probably going to be relatively the same to what's in your state. So I wouldn't, if BetMGM grants bonuses a risk-free bet up to $1,500.
Mhm.
Typically, the states don't offer too many increased incentives, but the neat thing is that you can capitalize on it. If you never sign up for a sports book, or you come inside our program, we literally show you step by step how to convert those promos. And just thinking out loud, there's probably $2 to $3 and just quick promos you would get from those states going live.
Mhm.
When I say quick, I mean you can build those up with a matter of minutes with the tools that we use and basically the techniques. So it's really nice. And then kind of something that's even further. If you can get inside some of these domestic books VIP promos, which we're seeing, and even some sharp bettors are experiencing. They continue to lose out of a specific book. They actually give you bonuses, which is super rare. You can really capitalize too. And working with those in the global books, we have some unique strategies to pull money in or out depending on how it works and capitalize. So that's kind of the unique thing that's coming on. And with the new students that join that state, we can take advantage of and really pump the bonuses to start for sure.
For sure. Yeah, really, really excited about that whole. We're not just about the international bonuses. We're also the domestic bonuses. We're about reloading bonuses. We have multiple ways to get bonuses, so way more than that you might imagine. We have programs inside of our school community for students to get bonuses in multiple ways, whether it's referral program, affiliation, whether it's in-house programs and so forth like that. So we are really diving deep into the bonus promo ecosystem, and something that I just had a question, or I just had a call earlier with a new student, Adam. Shark Better has been doing positive EV, and I get this a lot. So Shark Better, positive EV in arbitrage. but he like like you and I, Chad, were dads. He's actually a coach, and
Nice.
for the sport, so he's got a lot of time. But the arbitraging was taking away his nights and stuff like that. The live, it's a grind. People
Mhm.
see RGM content and think arbitrage. Oh, everything that shows up in a tool will allow me to grab that arbitrage. But it's a grind. You're chasing. But it's still great. I mean, you can go 2-3 hours a night and make thousands of dollars a month. Can't beat
Mm.
that.
Yep.
That's pretty good. But then you run into limits, which Adam was talking about. You run into just a time commitment at the particular time of the day and so forth. So he was really enticed by what we can do in pretty much 30 to 45 minutes
Mhm.
at any time of the day, right? To do it lunchtime, right after the books open up their lines in the morning, around 9:30 to 11 o'clock, or later in the day, whether it's 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you can do it throughout the day, right? And you can set that aside, different times, different days, do that for 30 minutes. Talk about that, Chad, and how people can literally do this in 30 to 45 minutes a day.
Yeah, definitely. Great question, Sam.
Mhm.
I apologize. I have a little cold, so hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Yeah, to your point, Sam, that's kind of what it is. It's like, hey, you want to make a few grand a month working 30 minutes a day is how I kind of spin it off. I'm at with friends like, what are you talking about? It's impossible. But that's just it. We're not too worried about, EV arbitrage bets. We're not really focused on the line. We're more focused on a strategy, right? It's like, hey, we have specific books. We may have a rollover in these books, and it's more bigger picture. Let's come in and place those wagers, and just basically wake up the next day and see what happens. Like, really, you really don't care what bets win or lose to some extent. It's more, hey, where are my balances going, right? Like, do I have more money in a book that's liquid where I can withdraw and take more bonuses? Or is it, hey, am I wrapped up in a high rollover, right? If everybody's used a gold book and you put money in these sports books, they have what they call as a playthrough requirement. And if you're just a recreational bettor, you have to wager, $10,000, $20,000 in action before you can even have a chance to withdraw the money, right? So what we're doing is just using a method where you don't really care about and taking advantage of the promos. Like if we can, some books too, if you lose out of books, they'll get, hey, Chad, I'm sorry you lost your $500. Here's another bonus for you, right? And that's kind of just the system or the game we play. So we're not grinding anything. To Sam's point, you can place tons of action very quickly. And when you're betting main markets, these lines don't move. So if a line went from a minus 120 to a minus 123, you don't really care. You're just going to bet it anyways. Right? It's not like, oh no, I'm losing value, I shouldn't bet it, or anything like that. So that's bigger picture than giving out too much more detail, but that should help with the process. And, like I said, we're training people that never bet before ever in their life, this stuff. So they literally are nervous about the word betting, but we're not betting or gambling, right? We're just using the Bloomberg terminology to shuffle money around and make some money, right? So we're just day trading sports books like a stockbroker would.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. All right. All right. So we're going to bring in our special guest, Roberto, here in just a moment. And let's see here. Roberto, how you doing?
Hey, Sam and Chad, how you guys doing? I'm doing well.
Doing well. Thanks for joining us on the Sportsbook Economy podcast. I know that you've been working with Chad for a long time, and you and I have been getting to know each other recently. But yeah, you have a great story and information to kind of share with us. And Chad, yeah, go ahead. What what do you have for Roberto?
Yeah. So Roberto has just been indicted to the 100K club, right? So congratulations on that. He's waged over 100K, and then we're giving away some Monday Night Football tickets to him as well for the Dolphins. So really excited about that, front row seats. So congrats, Roberto. And just for those that don't know, Roberto and I met almost a year ago last year, actually, about a year in September, right, Roberto? Roughly about the time frame.
Right. Yeah, because my first wager was September 20th of
Yeah.
2024.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm a little prior, but Roberto's been, following me a long time, and in the program I was in, we would record the calls, so watch a lot of the recordings, and Roberto could probably tell you I pretty much repeat the same thing over and over and over. I'm a broken record, but just because, like, in terms of betting in the word systems, it sounds scammy, but you can relate. This is like very as system as you can get. So Roberto, if you want to explain a little bit, kind of like your journey and what was like placing your first bet to now? That'd be great.
Sure, sure. You guys can hear me well? I'm just
Can
in the
hear you
car
good.
here.
Yeah, you're
Okay, cool, cool. So, yeah, thank you for the introduction there. I got to tell you that, the system works without a doubt. The reason I got involved with this is because my son went into the Marines, and I kind of went back into the closet. I saw a bunch of old cards and comics, and that led me to a different program. And I had an onboarding call with the coach at the time, and I'm in the fire service, and so this gentleman was in law enforcement, and his wife was a firefighter. So we instantly hit it off, and he goes, "Hey, listen, we've got the sports cards here. This additional program offers the sports betting with Chad." And so if he goes to me, "If you want to make your money back as quickly as possible, go ahead and go that route. Don't do anything. Watch the videos and do the onboarding call with Chad." So, I kind of got into the sports cards a little bit or whatever, and I started watching some videos, and I kind of got really hooked on it. I had no idea what sports betting was. I know it existed. I'm here in Florida, and I've always done fantasy football. I've always played sports my entire life, but I didn't even realize that the plus and minus actually meant something in sports betting.
Mhm.
What does that equate to? And in talking to Chad and in watching the videos, I did. Now, I will say that I did see the videos, all the videos, more than one time, right? Because I really felt like I could. Like this was really something that could put more money in my pocket. So I'm gonna take it like a part-time job because I work full-time. And I dedicated that to learning the system, to asking questions. I took notes over like a 7-day period. I went back and I heard other phone calls, other conversations, just so I can get the lingo down, right? I didn't know what a money line was, a run line, spread. I knew again it existed. I didn't know how it applied to anything. And again, taking it like a college class, I ended up making my first bet September 20th, 2024. And that was kind of exciting because I've never done this before, and it's like, oh my gosh, is this going to end up working and whatnot? And I can tell you 150% that your guys, Chad's system and what Sam is doing with this is without question a way to get a side hustle in a short amount of time. Um, I'm usually, depending on how many books, like currently I'm in 4 books, and I got it done in about 15, 20 minutes today. Because we do know that Major League Baseball, there's not a lot of games. There's a couple football games tonight. So there's not a lot of games there. But one of Chad's, pro tips are, hey, these books know how long you're going to be on, right? So I'll end up leaving that, signed in on those books. But even when I'm, you know, carrying more than 4 books, I'm within a half an hour, and I'm in and out. Close the laptop, don't have to worry about it. I can go on with my day with my daughter, or continue working, or do stuff around the house, and just open up the laptop the next day. So, like you alluded to, I appreciate being part of the 100K club. I'm at 104, and I've got about 18,000 in the books. I never count that until I withdraw. Is kind of
Mhm.
like how I chart it. And guys at work, I talk to them about this, and it's what a wonderful opportunity it is to make a side hustle learning a system that just continues to give back every month. I mean, it is it is a no brainer. I'm being honest.
That's great, Roberto. If I could chime in. So, if I heard you correct, you came in with this in Chad. You didn't have virtually any experience with sports betting, right?
Right.
And so you learned the system pretty much right out the gate. You really dived in your words, like a college student, and listened to the courses multiple times, asked questions to Chad, and so forth. Really dive into it, so such a point that you've been doing this what 11 months now.
Today is September 15th. I'm coming up 5 more days. It'll be 12 months.
Okay, coming up on a year, and you just crossed $104,000. That's amazing. First of all, that's great. And so, and also understanding your story, arbitrage, positive EV, DFS. Are you doing anything with that? Or
So in Florida, there's not a lot of, it seems like there's not a lot of arbitrage opportunity and positive EV.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little bit of DS, the daily fantasy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I felt the return on my time was this system because I don't have to grind out the number of bets. I mean, I can go through. At my peak, I had open 14 books, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean that took a little longer than 30 minutes. But at the peak, it was about 14 books, and I would probably wager in 14 books maybe 50 bets, maybe 50. I'd have to go back and look, but
Mm-hmm.
if I'm wagering 15 to 25 bets. I mean, those are going quickly versus arbitrage or positive EV. I think those systems are longer. But I saw some information on that, but it's just that's not my speed. I
Mm-hmm.
like nice and slow before the games, look at the lines, make the plays, make the bets, and then just walk away. To me, it doesn't matter, who wins or loses the game. I'll enjoy
Mm-hmm.
rooting, for my favorite teams. But, it doesn't matter on the outcome because at the end of the day, the outcome is money in my pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. And making that $8,000 to $10,000 a month, just basically following this process before the game, knowing how much you're going to make before the game even starts, right? So that's
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
right,
Mhm. And
right.
and so, how about from a from a personal standpoint, Robert? How has this helped you? This $104,000. How has it helped you and your family, and what you've learned from Chad in your life?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing.
Mhm.
It's really made an impact on my life. I've continued to stay out of debt. I'm paying ahead my mortgage. So since January, actually, I've been paying my mortgage every month, right?
Mhm.
So
Wow.
even my check that I get from work, I don't even touch it for my mortgage. It is, that's usually the highest bill that anybody has, right? Is our mortgages. And so even when my son, who's in the military, had come back for November and December on flights from North Carolina to visit the family, I was able to pay for his flight, because
Mhm.
he has to submit reimbursement and whatnot. I said, dude, don't worry about it. I got it. I'll pay for it. Gave him a nice little bonus. Even the taxes, the escrow taxes of homeowners insurance, it went
Mhm.
up last year. Okay, no problem. It didn't even phase me. Just able to go ahead and sign a check without even thinking about it. I mean, this is for the guys out there that are gambling because that's what most guys do, right? Hey,
Mhm.
I'm going to bet $5 on the Dolphins or $20 on the Dolphins. That's my team, and you hope that they win, or if not, then you lose that $25. But this system is a guaranteed at the end of the day to get money in your pocket whether they win or lose. That's the thing that I love about it, and I appreciate Chad more than he knows.
Thank you.
That's great. So, Roberto, I know you said you're based in Florida. One of your teams is Miami Dolphins. As a
Right.
part of coming into the 100K club, well, we have gifted you the field level first row tickets to the Dolphins Monday night game versus your arch rivals, the Jets. Just tell us a little bit about the Dolphins or a story about the Dolphins and what they mean to you. Would love to hear that.
Yeah, everybody I grew up with was born in Miami, right?
Mhm.
So all of us are born and bred in Miami, and we always grew up rooting for the local teams, and you know. Time is busy. Meaning, raising a couple kids, all their activities. Anybody that has kids knows that you're constantly at the park or a park rat and whatnot, and work. And sometimes I think as adults, we don't get to enjoy those other items in life. And, I've been to a few Heat games, but I haven't been to a Dolphins game in a very long time. And
Mhm.
you guys connecting me with those tickets, man, I greatly appreciate it because now I'm going to be able to take my daughter, spend some time with her over there, and check out the stadium and eat the food and all that. So it's really been a godsend. I really appreciate you guys.
Great.
That's awesome. Amazing. Chat?
Yeah, it's great to hear, Roberto. I mean, that truly is, and like you said, I'm a dad of a 6 and 8-year-old, so it's the same thing. Time flies, and you kind of at the park, like, oh no, and it's pretty touching to hear that. So thanks for that story.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. And that's the beauty about the system is that
Mhm.
you set it and forget it.
Mhm.
You can track it and stuff on your phone and whatnot, but you don't have to worry about making more wagers or covering anything. You already know ahead the moment you deposit in Sportsbook what the return is on it and plan accordingly.
All right. Roberto, what's next for you in this space? You made 100K in 12 months. You're still doing bonus conversions. Is still going well. You're not, being limited like some of our people and students that do arbitrage and other things. The system's still working for you 12 months later. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what's next for you? Is it more of the same, or are you looking to do less or more in this space?
No, I mean, hey, we can never say no to more money, right? To answer your first question, yeah, limited in books. There are certain books that no longer give reloads. I've kind of learned a few tricks along the way, meaning, um, what books I should not withdraw from and whatnot. And I know that this program that's currently in now, you guys have really put it together where now we identify, hey, what books you want to lose in, you want to win in to keep that momentum going. But even there, I mean, I still have books that I'm kind of on standby, waiting to pull out money to reload, just because I don't want to come out of pocket either.
Mhm.
So the majority of the books I still have open. I haven't been limited, and it's all about the strategy, right? You want to be able to reload these books and play them for a certain time, and then don't hit them up again, maybe for another month or two, and just go on to the next book. So
Mhm.
as far as the next phase of this, certainly I'd love to outperform what I've done. In the next year, that would be amazing. But I don't. I'm not. I'm not forcing myself to learn any other system because this thing works. And
Mhm.
so I'm good with that extra 5, 10K a month, withdrawn from the books, to continue life or whatever. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I won't close any doors, but I've got this system. I'm sure you guys feel it too, right? When you have the skill and the system down pat, it becomes like second nature, right? And you come in, you do it, and then so maybe in the future there'll be opportunities to do other things as well. But that's where I'm at right now.
All right.
Great to hear.
Well, yeah, great. Your story is amazing. Looking forward to you, just continue to do this, the impact in your family. We appreciate the service that you do to the community, Roberto, and your family with your son in the military. So we do appreciate that. And just enjoy this process. You continue to work it. We'll get you in the $250,000 club next, right?
Yeah.
And then and just enjoy the Dolphins game. We're really happy that you're going to head out there in a couple of weeks against the Jets. And I know Chad's really, his Chad's a really good guy. I've worked with him for a long time, and it's really moved by your story and your success, and it's genuine. And so, and in getting to know you the last few weeks, we appreciate everything you're doing inside the community, helping others as well, right? Inside of the sportsbook economy, and just love to see you having continued success.
Yeah, definitely, Roberto. Really
Absolutely.
glad.
Okay. Well, Roberto, thanks for joining us today. We're going to be signing off pretty soon. I just double checked. Yeah, there's no questions in the chat right now, which is fine. But thanks for joining us, Roberto, on the show. We'll see you around and enjoy the game.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'll post some pictures on the forum, in the community, and yeah,
Mhm.
I'll see everybody on the community boards. Love
All
that. Great interaction.
right.
Great, Roberto. Looking forward to it.
Thanks,
All right.
Roberto.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank
All right,
you.
take
Bye
care.
bye.
All right, guys. So that's Roberto. He's worked with Chad since September. He's coming up on his year, and he's made $104,000 only doing this strategy, bonus conversions, betting both sides of the same game so that you know the outcome of your wagers, right? Because you're using tools, you're using strategies that tell you what the price is, what the line is, and you know before the game even starts what you're going to do, right? What you're going to do. And so you're not sweating it, you're not chasing it, you're not worrying, you're not gambling because gambling is a game of chance, and there's no chance here when you are covering all possible outcomes, right, Chad?
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Just placing hedge bets is all. So that's all we're doing.
Yeah, you got the Lakers playing the Celtics, and you go to one book, you get a price for the Lakers at a certain amount. You go to another book, get a price for the Celtics at a certain amount. The math works out in such a way that if whether it's the Lakers that win or the Celtics that win, you're going to make a profit, right? And that's a form of arbitrage. And even more niche into that, we do bonus conversions. So we'll grab a $100 bonus, we'll grab a $1,000 bonus, and we will convert those. And your conversion rates are higher than the arbitrages. And all the other teachings that we have as a part of that allow you to do this in less time, allow you to keep your accounts healthy, and allow you to make, thousands of dollars a month in 30 minutes a day. So we're really excited about what we have here. Just to remind you guys, real quick, we have our free school community. The QR code is above us. So you can go ahead and scan that, join our free community where you can, speak to other like-minded individuals. You can speak to us, to our students, or some of our students are in there, along with information that we share. That all ultimately lead to our free masterclass, where we dive into this a little bit more in terms of the strategy, in terms of the process. Student wins. We bring people on for interviews as well. So that is up there. And so I will bring that over to, let's see, to the bottom as well. So you guys can scan that if you like. And then I'll put the sticker back on. So if you guys like what we're doing, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on YouTube, join the free community and masterclass, right? And follow us, Sportsbook Economy, on X and on Instagram and Facebook, right? And TikTok, and also on LinkedIn. So we appreciate that. Chad, anything else for the team? We'll give people an opportunity also to Q&A. But anything else I'm missing here?
No, you covered it all, Sam. Yeah, definitely join the free masterclass. Any questions about current situation of bankroll or anything we can do to help you out, and maybe make some money before even the masterclass starts, right? So throw it in there. Comment. I monitor religiously, so I'll be chiming in soon, and looking forward to seeing everybody over there.
Awesome. And so there are a couple questions out there. One is as far as guidelines that we suggest for how long we are logged into a particular book. Roberto talked about that a little bit. Chad, what can we share about staying on books and logging in?
Yeah. One thought is, as a sharp bettor, when you arbitrage bet or whatever type of betting you do, you log in, where to go and bet it, and you're done, right? One thing to think about is that I'm sure these sites not only monitor your betting patterns, but also monitor the amount of time you spend in their books, right? If I'm a recreational bettor, I wouldn't just log in 2 seconds, throw a wager down, and log back out, right? So what Roberto's doing is just basically staying in, scouring the lines and acting like, hey, what kind of bet should I make? If you understand what I'm trying to get at, we're trying to look like a casual bettor. And in terms of limits and account stability, these sites don't mind recreational action. So no one's throwing $500 on LeBron James over 2.5 3-pointers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like the joke I make. But throwing that on a Detroit Lions money line and then winning last week, yeah, that's or yesterday, that's very common. So that's what we're doing is as a casual bettor, you never really know what to bet. You don't really care about the expected value. Again, we are looking like casual bettors, and that's kind of like the art and the science to what we teach. So to his point, that's what he's doing, just staying logged in because he doesn't know what to bet on, and just playing the game and just continue to look like a casual bettor. So that's why he probably made that comment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely incorporate that in my strategy as well. I have the tabs opened up throughout the day, even though I'm not really doing anything. I always have my browser with stay logged in and come back and log in just so that you show that activity, right? And look like you're, maybe studying games or seeing who's playing who and so forth. So anything to help you kind of look like a recreational bettor, right? So
Mhm.
another question out there. So Roberto explained a typical day of wagering mindset strategy if you were me. So um, here it was a question for Roberto. So apologize, Nate, we missed that. But I'll ask it of you, Chad. Explain a typical day of wagering mindset strategy if you were with rollovers and Betmania and You Wager and
Mhm.
any other books that are out there.
Yeah. So it depends on if you have any other books available that don't have a rollover, obviously, right? But just to target those books, I would look at the rollover amounts. I would see what has the lowest rollover amount, right? And then I would put an action plan going forward. So number one, rollovers are always there. You're always betting, so it's just a number to us. But it really depends, what you're trying to do. Maybe you only have a little bit of money in a U wager or in every game, and you may want to combine those two books together. So it all depends on your portfolio balance, basically your cash or your liquidity books versus ones that have rollovers. And then from there, I would put an action plan going forward. So without giving too much details on the podcast and what I would specifically do, I would just say you look at your portfolio balance and then basically determine what you're trying to do. Are you trying to move money from one book to another? Are you trying to target a specific bonus you want to take? Or are you simply just trying to move money into a FanDuel so you can withdraw to get another bonus? So that's just type of, reassuring that we do. But you can go ahead and put that question in the community and I can answer with more detail for you as well.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. All right. Thanks for the question, Chad. So I think that was the last of the questions in the chat. I'm not seeing any more. So at this point, I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Just remember that to like and subscribe this on YouTube, Sportsbook Economy, right? Join our free community and masterclass. The QR code is over by Chad. So that will allow you to get in for free and access the community, the resources, and so forth that we have there, and our master classes on a weekly basis. We're also on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Follow us for all kinds of content at Sportsbook Economy. Our next show will be Friday at 12 o'clock Eastern as well, and we look forward to seeing you guys then. Chad?
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. Look forward to the next podcast. And again, don't hesitate to ask any questions.
All right. Everyone have take care. We'll see you later this week.
Thanks, everyone.